was the writer and director of The Remains.
Hi, I'm Andreas. My role in The Remains was DOP.
My name is Georgia Miller, and I was the producer on the film.
Matty, and I was the editor of The Remains.
Hi, I'm Lorna. I was first AC on The Remains.
I'm Josh. I'm the first AD on The Remains. That's my role.
So my role can sort of be broken down into two parts, where I was writing first of all in pre-production. That took quite a few drafts to get the story to where we wanted it. With the characters and the story itself, we had to refine it down quite a bit until we got to the point of filming. And then when we were on set, my role was to direct the actors and work with the camera department, make sure we had the film looking how we wanted and we got the performances that we wanted. So really it was developing the script and then seeing the script to screen process happen and just overlooking all of that.
So my role for The Remains, I had a lot of responsibilities in pre-production and during production. In pre-production, I was helping the writer, assisting the writer with the script to make sure the story was comprehensive and hit all the narrative plot points that we wanted to hit. From there, I started working on the script on a visual level, highlighting the script and looking at what shots I could get from the script. And from there, once I had it how I wanted it, I started to work on the shot list and the storyboard. That was for pre-production. Also in pre-production, I had to do some location recce's and stuff like that and get an equipment list together, start booking out kit and doing several kit tests so that we could make sure we had everything we needed on the day. And then once it came to production, it was pretty much just camera operating, making sure we get all the shots and just assisting the director and leading the camera department on set during the shoot.
As producer, I'm responsible for overseeing all steps of the production. So that includes making sure schedules are being followed, budgets are kept to, just for example. I've been assistant producer on a few other short films, which helped me prepare for this role of main producer for this film.
So, as an assistant director, I was basically the line between the producer and the director. So, kind of working a dual role, making sure the director knows their time and the producer knows what's going on when they're filming.
My responsibilities for first AC included helping the DOP, changing lenses, doing the clapperboard, and just general helping the camera department.
I drew inspiration from the film The Orphan. That had a lot of good jump scares and tense moments, which were achieved through the cut, I think. So, yeah, just tried to replicate that.
I heavily drew inspiration from the film Mandy. That meant that the whole crew was made to watch it, and everyone enjoyed that, I think. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but the visuals were insane, and the story is just, it's simple but effective. I think where we're making a short film, that was something we could really relate to. So really just watching a lot of films, being surrounded by so many people who study film, there's already a lot of inspiration from other people on the course, other lecturers, things like this. So we're already surrounded by it quite a lot, and I think just throwing yourself into that world helped us to make the film we wanted.
So I did a lot of sort of research because my role was very hands-on with the camera and with lighting. I did a lot of research into lighting techniques. I created my own overhead softbox thing with the help of Will to achieve the sort of soft overhead light we wanted to have, and I researched a lot into chiaroscuro lighting, which is basically working from black and adding in light into areas to create a lot of contrast and shadows. That was sort of the style we wanted, because we wanted a lot of black and scary areas. We wanted it to be so you couldn't see everything in the frame, to make the audience more nervous about what they can't see, what's going on.
When preparing for shooting The Remains, I had already done camera work, so I was comfortable being a first AC, and my mum's a big fan of horror, so it just made sense to do something that she liked, because usually I would stray away from it, but I thought I'd try something different.
So our director, first of all, asked us to watch films like Mandy and a lot of horrors, just to like build up to filming this, and the use of color and things like that within our film was similar to other films that we'd watched all together. Also, like me, Will, the director, and Andreas had worked on a couple of films together before, and that kind of team dynamic we wanted to work on when coming towards this film.
My favourite part of the experience was probably working with the actors on set. This was my first time working with a group of professional actors. I've worked with professional actors before, but not on this scale, where we had 4 different actors in on one day. And so learning how to do that and working with people on a human level, I think is what I enjoyed most, because as long as the cast and crew are all getting along well and everyone's having a good time, then the product you produce is going to be so much better, because you can really feel when people are passionate about a project. And I think if you can maintain that passion throughout, then that's really reflective in your film. So that's definitely what I enjoyed most, was just working with the actors and getting to know them on a more personal level.
What I learnt from working on this film is learn how to do a clapperboard, otherwise the editor will hate you.
From making this film, it taught me a lot about problem solving and more technical issues that can happen while using 4K footage. I've never used 4K footage before, so it was a big learning experience.
I learned a lot from making this film, really. I learned how important it is to have a department in camera who all have roles that are very assigned and everyone's certain of what they need to do on set. And I also learned that, you can't take over and do everything. You have to assign people these roles and make sure that everybody knows what they need to do. And then I also just learned a lot more on the technical aspect, because there's a lot of mistakes I made that I learned from on set, like technical mistakes with camera that was reflected in the final result. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how everything went.
From making this film, I learned that pre-production is extremely important. You need to plan for everything, because even when you've planned for everything, something's going to go wrong. And that definitely happened to us, but it's fine. We managed to move forward with it all. And I would say just learn to prepare for everything you can, and then you're as best set as you can be when you come to actually shoot.
I learned a lot. It was a difficult project to be on, but we had very tight time constraints, and we had to work around a lot of different things, and a lot of different people we had to work around as well. But it was definitely a huge learning experience, and yeah, I think it was interesting. It was really fun to get through that together.
People should watch The Remains, because I think it's something unique. People may not have seen something like this before, and we've all worked really hard on it.
People should watch The Remains because the whole crew and cast have put so much effort into this project. We're just so excited to show everyone. We can't wait to get it on a big screen, and hopefully it scares everyone, and hopefully everyone has a good time watching it. It's a bit different, it's a bit weird, but I think everyone's going to enjoy it, and can't wait to show you all.
I think people should watch The Remains because it's different to what anyone else is doing right now. It's within a genre which is oversaturated, but we're trying to do something different here and really trying to prove that student films can be interesting, fun, and a little bit scary all at the same time.
People should watch The Remains because we have a really talented crew and some individuals who put so much time and effort into making sure that this is something that we can all be proud of, and I think we should all be proud of The Remains. And even from an audience perspective, you should definitely watch The Remains because it's fun, like the story's really interesting and the visuals are cool and it's really out there. Like we went for high ambition and it was definitely risky. We used like a bunch of different locations and a bunch of different props, and the genre it's multi-genre, it's not just horror. So I think, you know, if you don't like horrors, even if you don't like horrors, I feel like you'd enjoy it just for the entertainment. There's so much going on, and there's scenes that have like high intensity, and then there's some scenes that are really subtle. So I think overall it'll be a good viewing experience for everyone.
People should watch The Remains because a lot of hard work has gone into it, and a lot of people put their money into it. So watch it.